What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here for Your Overwatch. This time, we're talking about the difference between trash damage and impact frags. Now, this entry clip was neither of those. I just thought it was really cool the way they bubbled all up in the air. That was our good friend Tuka-chan leading the charge as Reinhardt and me cleaning it up with High Noon. So, I'm actually showing you this gameplay in reverse order. So, the first half, where we defend, will be played second. And first, I will show you my D.Va footage. Now, this video is a sort of follow-up to the gold medal fallacy video, which got a very good response, but there seems to be some people who have not intuited the meaning of that video, and their first reaction is, well, the game's giving me a gold medal, clearly that means I'm doing the right thing. But what I didn't explain in that video is what I'm going to explain here. The difference between doing damage that does not net in a frag for the team and therefore isn't as valuable as more precise damage, which might be less in overall number, but higher in impact. Here that I see the Roadhog's got low HP, he's got the Discord on him, he's running around the corner, I know he's about to kill, so I dive in to try to get that frag, but no! The Mercy and the Roadhog both double up on healing, and all of that spam damage that I did on this entire push didn't matter all that much. Now, it did matter, right? It does have some value, but it isn't, the number of that damage is not necessarily more important than if a DPS character who has to play a more accurate style of play rather than a spammy one got that frag immediately. Now, me helping break the Rhine shield and forcing the Roadhog to back off and be in an uncomfortable spot was more important than the actual damage. Does that make sense? This is some like complicated stuff, and I'm trying to make it make as much sense as possible, but healing is so powerful in Overwatch that if you deal damage and the characters are able to get away and heal all the way back up, the gold medal that you're getting from all that damage you have done isn't that valuable. So what that means is, anytime you have the opportunity to capitalize on a frag, you have to pounce it. As soon as you think you have the man advantage or the front foot in Overwatch, you have to take it. If you have the HP advantage, the man advantage, the positioning advantage, capitalize on those positions. If you ever learned to play Gears of War, I studied that a little bit back on the Xbox 360 days. The shotgun battles in that game remind me a lot of how the positioning battles in this game work. Now, back to the gold medal issue. When you're playing a frontline character like Zarya or D.Va, and you can play them proficiently to capitalize on the fact, and there comes Tuka-chan flying from the left side of my screen, tackling the Mercy and getting them caught in my D.Va ultimate. That was such an awesome play, so cool. Anyway, sorry, back to the video. These characters, right, they don't take as much aim, actually, as opposed to DPS characters, which take more skill shots, right? The Pharah rockets, the McCree headshots, the more difficult DPS characters that require you to aim really well, or like Tracer, get really, really close to your opponent and play at a knife's edge of death at any moment. Characters that can more easily keep themselves alive oftentimes will just be on the front line spam battle, and that's fine. That's their job. You don't have to think that you are or someone else isn't doing their job. If you're playing D.Va or Zarya or Roadhog or somebody that can stay alive for a long time on the front line spam battle of the attack, and you're getting gold damage, that's okay. The whole point of that video that I made was for you to disregard the assumptions of the stats that the game is telling you. You should have to read the entire game based in context, right? So, me dealing a lot of frontline damage is good for my team, but if I was able to dive in and kill the Mercy before she resurrected, that push that we just had might have won, because maybe she didn't res 3 or 4 or whatever of her teammates, so we were able to sustain a push and eventually get it in. Now, on our next push, we are able to get it in, no harm, no foul, everything's looking good, this is fine. Nothing wrong with my D.Va play as far as I'm concerned here. Well, nothing like glaringly wrong. I don't have to feel bad about having gold damage. If I do, I think I have silver or whatever. But the point is, the diva damage I was doing doesn't take a whole lot of aim, right? Doesn't take a whole lot of finesse. I have defense matrix always at the ready. I'm pretty safe. I'm the frontline tank. Characters aren't going to try to focus me down because I have so much HP. They're going to try to focus down my healers and DPS characters who have less health. Now, we're switching to the first side that we played, and I played as McCree, and I didn't have a stellar game. If you go back to the beginning of the video, I had bronze damage when I switched over, so that means I had bronze damage from this side. Now, the backstory of this side is that we actually got pushed all the way back to this last point. They just rolled over us, and I was playing Zenyatta at the time, so I switched to McCree because I noticed that they had flankers, and I was trying to stabilize the line, be a solid DPS for my team, and that was my goal. Really, all I accomplish is getting a few high-impact frags, as well as punishing their supports every single time that they try to show their pretty little faces out on the battlefield. I focus fire them. Why? Because focus firing in Overwatch is huge. It's huge in MOBA games as well, if you are familiar with those. But if your enemy team has a Mercy on it, and nowadays Mercy is a little less in the meta, at least at the top levels of play, but regardless, if a Mercy survives after a team fight, it's very likely she'll have Resurrection, and she'll fly in and res the entire team and completely nullifying the damage you have done. Now, here, my McCree, I'm not doing numerically a ton of damage, but holding the positions that I do and targeting carefully the supports of the enemy team so that they can't get that res off after the team fight, so they can't continuously heal during the team fight. That is key. Those frags have way more value than just simply spamming into the Reinhardt shield, because anybody can play on the front line and spam into a Rein shield. It's valuable and good, but where you really show your DPS acumen is your ability to get those impact frags, not even necessarily get the biggest amount of damage done on the team, because that damage might not be worth anything if the other team was able to heal it, if the other team was able to res, if the other team was still pushing, and you're getting all this trash damage. Now here at the end, I noticed that they went into a triple tank setup, so I flexed my pick away from McCree and went on to Reaper, who, funny enough for this video, is the type of character that can rack up a ton of damage, because once he just gets on the tanks, he just bursts them down, his shotguns get amazing value, but the aim required to do so is a lot less. McCree takes a lot of skill to hit those shots at range, whereas Reaper just gets in your face. So don't think for a second if I played for Reaper the entire time and got gold damage that I somehow would have been playing better than my McCree play, which was killing the supports and the high priority targets. Don't get caught up with these gold medals, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends. I like hearing that you guys share these videos around with people in the Overwatch community so we can get people talking about this stuff so we all can get better at the game together. But that's it for me for now. I've been Frito for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.